So what's up everyone, and happy Kwanzaa. Just like Hanukkah, Kwanzaa lasts approximately a week. But for this video, we're going to draw Nelson Mandela, who was the first black South African president. Yeah, I am pretty excited to draw this guy. I don't think I've ever drawn this guy before. I have done an artwork of a black politician before. Only when I was a senior in high school, I did a painting of Barack Obama. A couple students in high school helped me, and an art teacher. Those were pretty good times there. Yeah, I'm not going to do a painting. I'm going to do a drawing, just like last time. When we drew Bob Saget to celebrate Hanukkah. I'm going to use 3 different pens, a black one, a red one, and a green one. Why? Because those are the colors of this flag. I don't know how the drawing is going to turn out. I don't care how long I'm going to end up spending. 2023 is just around the corner. We're this close to making our way, punching our ticket to that year.
Well, obviously.
So without any further ado, let's go ahead and start drawing Nelson Mandela. To those who don't know what Kwanzaa is obviously a holiday, but it's not just a plain old holiday. It's a holiday that celebrates the African culture or the African American culture, and not all of these people in America will celebrate this holiday, especially the black Americans, which is okay. Not everyone is going to celebrate a bunch of these holidays, because we don't really. Some people would hate to spend so much money on crap in order to celebrate these holidays, like New Year's Eve, which is literally during this period. We're literally in this period right now, but eventually the period is going to go away. You know, all of the cycle of this holiday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, we get those every year, you know, the same old stuff. I don't get annoyed, but it's part of life. It's one of those examples of repetition. And like Kwanzaa, I am familiar with it since like for a while now, along with Hanukkah and maybe a couple other holidays that are not really like primary holidays or like federal holidays. Kwanzaa is not a federal holiday, but imagine if it was a federal holiday in the US. Some people might get pissed off. Just like when Juneteenth, and Juneteenth is a holiday that celebrates the freedom of African slaves. They earned their freedom back in the 1860s, so around the U.S. Civil War. I think it was like after or like during the American Civil War. And yeah, it did cause some mixed reactions when the U.S. government made Juneteenth a federal holiday. So it's like a permanent or like a primary holiday that we have to celebrate in the U.S. But the problem is not everyone is going to celebrate these types of holidays. And there's a lot of controversy with these holidays and disapprovals or like criticism, depending on their culture and all that stuff. I just don't feel like, you know, any of the traditional things that these people would do in order to celebrate these holidays. Just like Hanukkah, you know, the Jewish people would wear something that's part of their tradition. They would eat something that's part of their tradition as well. They would use something that's part of their tradition, like the candles. And just like Kwanzaa, both Hanukkah and Kwanzaa are quite similar, because it has to do with celebrating that culture and just having a good time. But not everyone is going to have that wonderful time, because there's so much disastrous events taking place. Now, I want to talk about Nelson Mandela. What Nelson Mandela accomplished, or what was trying to accomplish during his time. He wanted to end apartheid or apartheid, however you say this A word, but it has to do with the racial segregation, just like the U.S., just like what the U.S. went through for decades. So much segregation depending on what race you are, if you're black, Asian, white, Latino, and all that stuff. It was a rough period for America and for South Africa, and Mandela became a South African president after the ending of apartheid, and he was able to end segregation, apartheid. He's most definitely relatable to Martin Luther King Jr. because it has to do with fighting for equal rights and human rights. Okay guys, here's the finished drawing of Nelson Mandela. I gotta say, I think this drawing looks alright, but not good or great in my opinion. I did rush a little bit, and I'll admit it to you guys, but I spent like over 2 hours, so I still took my time. At least. We obviously got the shading all over his face. You guys get it. And we got the wrinkles. I actually used the green pen, this green pen, to work on his wrinkles, lips, his eyes, eyebrows, and all that stuff, even his nose. I also used the green pen to work on this side of his face and even his right ear. I used the black pen to work on his hair, and I left some gray spots because he did have gray hair when I was using the picture in order to draw him on paper. I also used the black pen for his eyes. The majority of this drawing is just a red pen. I think this drawing looks slightly weird to me, but at the same time, it doesn't look bad. I think I'll give this drawing maybe a 7.5 out of 10, so that's above average. This is probably the most debatable drawing I've ever done. Why? Well, that's because it kind of looks like Nelson Mandela, but at the same time, this looks like Obama. And maybe it's a combination of both Obama and Mandela. I wanted to make it look like Mandela more because of the, the wrinkles, and I used the green pen to create the age spots. So yeah, I guess both men kind of look alike to me. I don't know about you guys. They're obviously different people, but the same race. I don't know if they really share similar accomplishments or have like similar goals, because I don't follow politics and I'm not good with politics, and I don't care about voting for politicians. I care about this drawing though. It's pretty, but not too pretty. You get it, guys? This is actually the last completed drawing of 2022 for me, and I'm glad I chose to draw Mandela. I know there's so many famous black people I could have drawn. I drew Corey X Kenshin, I drew KSI. Those are a couple black YouTubers we drew in the past. In this year, actually, I don't know, I wanted to choose Mandela to pay respects because he's been deceased. He's been dead for nearly a decade now. So that is going to be the end of this video. Stay tuned for more content, and I hope this video was quite enjoyable to watch. Enjoy the rest of your Kwanzaa if you celebrate it or not, and I will see you guys in 2023. Feel free to subscribe to this channel. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Oh, and also, feel free to follow my Facebook page. And thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your time.